Okay, it's Buddy Topher. Well, I think we eat a little bit too much fried stuff, so I'm going to show you a dish that was one of my all-time favorites. As a matter of fact, first time I cooked this I was about 15 years old. It's called a courvillon. That's spelled C-O-U-V-I-L-L-I-O-N, but it's pronounced courvillon. And you make it out of just about anything. Catfish, you make it out of turtle, you make it out of alligator. You know, so it's a real versatile dish. And basically it's tomato based. But of course, a regular courvillon is not what we're going to make. This one's a premium courvillon, and it's something I come up with myself. And we're going to start this off, and there's a reason that I'm going to do this. I'm going to poach this fish first. And by poaching it first, see, a regular courvillon, I just tell you to put it in there. Well, what ends up happening is that water is going to cook out of that fish and it's going to water down your gravy. So if you poach it first, well, then that water comes out and it soaks up that seasoning that's in that poaching water. And then we're going to use that poaching water for a little bit of something else. So we get over here, we got us some hot water. It doesn't have to be boiling. I'll scrape this in there. What I put was a little bit of crab and crawfish boil. Now if you like that Old Bay stuff, then you can put that in there. But I ain't so crazy about the that bay leaf in here. We're gonna put a little Bayou bass in there too. Okay. Now we're going to go and let that simmer in here, and then we're going to get the rest of the stuff ready in just a minute. Okay, well, we done pulled the fish out of there. It's still kind of firm, but it's done all the way through. Fixing to add some more flavor to this. Now this is some of them Gulf of Mexico shrimp that we butterflied. We're going to go ahead and cook them till they're just about done, and we're going to pull them out just like that fish. Alright, well, we got the shrimp cooked a little bit. They're not cooked all the way. Fish is ready. Now you look over here, we got this water boiling up a little bit. What you see in there is the shrimp fat and some fat out of the fish. And because this is a fancy dish, we're going to use these fancy noodles in there. Now normally I'd be making this with rice, but not everybody likes rice for some strange reason, so we got to keep everybody happy, so we're doing it with noodles this time. We'll pull this out in a little bit and get back with the rest of the cooking. Okay, now we're coming to that interesting part of this recipe. You know, I've been around all these people. Whenever I cook, they say, oh, I can't hardly boil water. Well, this is for y'all. You saw how easy it was. We boil the water, we poach the fish, poach the shrimp. Now, if you don't want this celery and onions and stuff like that in there, then you would go and not put, you drain them tomatoes off a little bit. But what we're going to end up doing is concentrating that tomato juice with this stuff right here. And that's celery, red and yellow bell peppers, mushrooms, and onion. We'll just scrape that all in there. We're going to put that on that stove. And whenever it gets to cooking down, all them vegetables and everything's going to get tender. It'll be nice and thick. And then when you put that fish and that shrimp in there, or if you put cooked crawfish in there, you want to put it in there just long enough to heat it through, and then it's going to be ready. A little bit of moisture is going to cook out of this, but it's also going to make it tender. So we'll come back as soon as this is ready and put it all together for you. Okay, now it's kind of time to finish this dish off. We're going to put some of that garfish in there. Put a little bit more because I like garfish. put some shrimp in there. We'll put a little bit of these diced up green olives in there. We'll put some of the black olives in there too, because I like them black olives. A little squeeze of lemon juice over it. And because that garfish or whatever fish you use, and catfish or whatever, kind of tastes like lobster, well, we're going to use some of that imitation king crab legs in there. I'm going to stir this about a little bit. We're going to leave it in there just long enough to heat that up. And we'll be right back with some of them turbocharged noodles for you. Okay, now we got this premium Couvillon. You know, whenever you boil them noodles, you're going to put them in that colander and strain them. Well, some of them chefs tell you put a little bit of olive oil on there to keep them noodles from sticking together. Well, I use butter, because butter tastes a little bit better than olive oil as far as I'm concerned. So here we are, we toss that stuff all up. Got a little bit of everything there on that plate. Put another one of them shrimps up on top and a little piece of fish. There. And all you had to do to fix a dish like that is to be able to cut up a few things, open a couple of cans, and dump it all in a pot. And you go to a restaurant, even if it's a kind of cheap restaurant, you're still going to pay $12.95 for that plate. If it's an expensive restaurant, you can only imagine how much that's going to cost, because it tastes that good and you ain't never seen nothing like it anywhere to begin with. So there you go. Go ahead and make you some. You'll enjoy it.